Strange Magic, written by Suzana Thompson, narrated by Sarah Sampino. Chapter 14. How do you know so much about Thorn Enterprises? I was talking to Caitlin on the phone after our shopping trip. She was getting ready for her date with Alex. My dad worked on a case for them. I heard him talking about it to his girlfriend the last time I visited him. It was a big deal for him because it's a huge company. He said that Mr. Thorne is a shark in the business world. Caitlin's dad is a lawyer in New York City. He moved there after he and Caitlin's mom divorced years earlier. There were a lot more career opportunities in a big city, which was what was troubling me about this revelation about Anna. What is a family like that doing in Valley View, Ohio? I've been wondering the same thing, Caitlin said. I don't think I should have let her buy me the dress. I feel weird about that. Why? Caitlin asked. It's pocket change for her. It's like you buying her a pack of gum, and it's not like you asked her to pay for it. She was the one who wanted to buy it for you. That's the whole point. I can't do anything like that for her. It makes me feel like I owe her something. You don't owe her anything. Anyway, she had fun finding the perfect dress for you. I've got to admit that she's got good taste. I thought about Duncan. Yes, she does. Somehow, Caitlin picked up on my real meaning. I bet she's right about Duncan, too. He'll probably be at the dance. I let that one go. I feel bad about messing up the dance for you and Alex. It had been decided that I would ride to the homecoming dance with Caitlin and Alex. There was no way that I would get in another car with Brad. Anna seemed to instinctively understand the awkwardness of the situation. She hadn't even suggested that I go with her and Brad. Would you stop that? I'm thrilled that you're finally going to get to know Alex, and he'll be glad to get to know you too. He's heard me talk about you so much. My dad could drop me off and pick me up. He's so happy that I didn't spend any money on a dress that he won't mind driving me. No, Caitlin insisted. You are not going to the dance by yourself. I don't want to hear any more about it. Anyway, I have to go. Alex will be here soon. Okay, have fun. Talk to you tomorrow. We hung up and I went downstairs. It was Saturday night, and I was watching TV with my parents. I was seriously starting to consider getting a job. At least then I would be making money. I would be able to buy my own dresses for dances that I didn't really want to attend. As I sat on the couch eating popcorn, I couldn't help but wonder what Duncan was doing tonight. As far as I knew, he wasn't dating anyone right now either. Brad had accused me of not responding to him because I was interested in Duncan. I had denied this, but now I realized that it was true. Not only was I interested in Duncan, but I was only interested in Duncan. There was no other guy that I thought about, no other guy that I wanted. I had never felt this way about anyone else. My popcorn was suddenly tasteless. With a sinking feeling in my stomach, I realized that I was in love with Duncan. This realization caused me to be uncomfortable in Duncan's presence. I looked at him as little as possible. I paid more attention to what the teacher was saying in English than I ever had before. At lunch, I focused on my conversations with Caitlin and Anna. Duncan continued to sit with us. Occasionally, he would ask Caitlin how the rehearsals for the play were going. Other than that and school gossip, most of our conversations always came back to our plans for the upcoming dance. Duncan was silent on that subject. The evening of the dance, Caitlin and Alex came to pick me up. Mom took pictures of the three of us. Dad smiled at me approvingly, especially after he saw how much shorter Caitlin's dress was compared to mine. Alex and I hit it off immediately. I already felt affection for him because he treated Caitlin so well. During our conversation in the car, we discovered that we both loved action movies, and the trip to the dance went by in a flash. Thank God we're here. Caitlin was the first one to open her car door. You people have no culture. Remember, we're here to dance. If I hear one more word about Die Hard or Terminator, you're both walking home. Her happy smile told us that she was just teasing. Don't worry, Alex said. On the way home, we're going to talk about Bruce Lee. Yes, I said. The karate genre merits its own special discussion. I'm going in there where I can't hear you over the sound of the music. I was glad now that they had talked me into going to the dance. Hanging out with Caitlin and Alex had put me in a good mood. When we entered the school, I saw many of my classmates. It was different seeing them all dressed up. Everybody looked great, and somehow more grown up. Anna and Brad were already in the gym, which had been decorated for the dance. We had just greeted each other when Caitlin's favorite slow song came on. She grabbed Alex's arm. Dance now! I watched her pull him onto the dance floor. I was still smiling in amusement as I turned back to Anna and Brad. She was looking in the other direction. What did I tell you, Susanna? I turned to look and saw Duncan walking toward us, and I couldn't pull my eyes away from him. He looked amazing in his blue dress shirt. His pale blue eyes were on me, and I felt self-conscious. Hi, I said softly, and looked down at my shoes. Duncan, doesn't Susanna look lovely? Anna's promise to stay out of my love life apparently didn't extend to this dance. You both look beautiful, Duncan said diplomatically. She's the only girl here hiding her legs. I don't know why, because she has nice legs. If you had seen her in that pink dress. Brad finally realized that he was talking to his girlfriend. Do you want something to drink? Yes. Why don't you go get me some of that punch? Brad eagerly made his escape, and I wished that I could too. I was desperately trying to think of something to say to change the subject. He's not very bright. Still, what he lacks in intelligence, he makes up for in enthusiasm. Isn't that right, Susanna? Anna had seemingly directed the question at me, but she was looking at Duncan. He met her gaze evenly. Anna laughed delightedly and clapped her hands. Well, Susanna, I guess you really are as sweet and innocent as you look. Good for you. I was glad that the lights were dimmed, because my face was hot with embarrassment. Let's go find a table, Duncan said. Really, Duncan, I don't know why you didn't just ask Susanna to the dance in the first place. Luckily, Brad came back with the punch. Even his presence was preferable to being alone with Duncan and Anna. When Caitlin and Alex joined us, it was much better. We all ended up on the dance floor together when the dance songs played. Only Duncan remained at the table. When the others went to slow dance, I was left alone with him. You look so beautiful tonight, he told me. Thank you. You look great too. He continued to gaze at me. Really? Heavenly, I think, is the word. My nervousness made me blurt out, Anna bought me the dress. Her name was like throwing cold water in his face. The dreamy look was gone from his eyes. What? It was expensive. She said that her family has money. Did you know that? Yes. We met at a private school in California. My mom does pretty well with her art. So, Anna bought you the dress? I didn't want her to, but she wouldn't let it go, and Caitlin said I should let her, I explained. Hey, it's okay. Anna has money to burn. See, there was no need to worry. She's been nice to me, generous even. So, what's wrong then? Duncan asked. What do you mean? I had to look away from those eyes. You've been different, Susanna. You've been avoiding me. But that's what you said you wanted. I've been saying it since Anna came here, but you didn't listen. What changed? Did she threaten you? Of course not. It has nothing to do with Anna, I said. Then what is it? Nothing. I was relieved to see the others coming back to the table. Next up was the crowning of the homecoming king and queen. It was no surprise when Brad and Mandy won. They weren't a couple anymore, but they were still the most popular guy and girl. Brad's team had also won the big game, so things were going great for him. Not to mention that Anna was his girlfriend, at least for the time being. When I looked at them, I didn't see true love. Caitlin and Alex, though, seemed to be truly happy. The night was winding down, and the dance would be over soon. I'd had a much better time than I had expected to. Another slow dance came on, and it was announced that it would be the last dance of the night. Don't tell me that you're not even going to ask Susanna for one dance. You should be ashamed of yourself, Duncan. I had figured out Anna's evil plan. She was trying to embarrass me to death. Dance with me, Susanna. Startled, I looked up at Duncan. He was standing beside me with his hand extended. I took it and stood up. Then Duncan's hands were around my waist, and my hands were on his shoulders, and we were swaying to the music. Everything else fell away. There were only the two of us. Tell me what's been bothering you, he said. I can't. Why not? Duncan asked. Because you don't want to hear it. I do. You can tell me anything. His pale blue eyes searched mine. Tell me, Susanna. I love you. The words were out, and I couldn't take them back. Duncan's sharp intake of breath was audible, even though my heart was pounding in my ears. His eyes were burning into mine, and he was pulling me closer. Susanna, He stiffened then, and he raised his head to look behind me. I turned my head to see Anna watching us intently. She paid no attention to Brad kissing her neck. Duncan removed his hands from my waist and stepped back. My arms fell to my sides. Thank you for the dance, Susanna. Good night. Good night, I repeated. I didn't cry this time, not even when I was alone in my room later. I had managed to banter with Caitlin and Alex on the way home. Anna had given me a hug when we were leaving the dance. Aren't you glad you came? She asked. Yes, I had fun. It was like I had locked a part of me away. I was going to deal with it later, and so was Duncan.